Hello friends, I'm Phoebe. I'm on a music discovery journey and I would love for you to join me. Now I'm going to be checking out artists from around the world, both old and new, and everything in between, because I've fallen behind on music over the years and there's lots of gems out there that I am yet to discover, and I should have discovered a long time ago, but life's happened and I think a lot of us can relate to that. If you like the sound of that, please like and subscribe. I am delving into what I think is a bit of a sad one. I got asked to do 1916. It's a cover, a Motörhead cover, and it's by Sabaton. Now I've heard of Sabaton recently so much, and I haven't had the chance to check them out yet. This is my first experience of Sabaton, so it's just a cover of theirs. Panther King 916 had asked me to do this cover. Now I hadn't heard the original. Yes, I know, I'm embarrassed too. I hadn't heard Motörhead's version. I know Motörhead sing the Ace of Spades. I know there are a few others that they sing, and I admitted basically I haven't listened to enough of Motörhead either. So that's another thing that I need to familiarise myself with, or artists I need to familiarise myself with, because I know a lot of their bigger hits, but I don't know everything. So we're going to be checking out Sabaton's cover. Now, I just listened to the original before this recording, and I've probably uploaded it now. It's only been a few minutes and I was crying because it was just quite deep and quite upsetting and necessary to listen to at the same time. So just a warning, it might be a bit much, but I do like feeling deeply. What do I know of Sabaton so far? I have found out from their Wikipedia page that they are a Swedish power metal band from Falun. They've been around since 1999. Oh, I didn't know that. They've been around that long? Oh, gosh. Well, okay. The band was formed in 1999 by lead singer, is it Joachim Broden, bassist Per Sundström, guitarist Oscar Montelius and Rickard Sundin, and drummer Richard Larsson, but has gone through multiple lineup changes, with Broden and Sundström remaining the only consistent members. The vast majority of their songs are about historical events, mainly wars and significant battles. Oh, that's really interesting. I really enjoy finding out more about history or refreshing my mind with stuff that I learned over the years. There's only a certain amount of things that we learn in school, and whilst I was fascinated by that, there is so much more that we can learn, and there's a lot of misinformation out there as well. But I think it's really cool to delve back into history and things that actually happened. I think that's really important. And the power metal, well, I love me a bit of power metal, so this is going to be good then. This is their cover of 1916, originally by Motörhead. I'm going to probably do some starting and stopping throughout while I say my notes out loud, because that's how I do my reactions and analysis here. And I wonder how different it'll sound to the original. Oh, it's very loud. Oh.
16 years old when I went to the war to fight for a land fit for heroes. God on my side and a gun in my hand, chasing my days down to zero. And I marched, and I fought, and I bled, and I died, and I never did get any older. But I knew at the time that a year in the line was a long enough life for a soldier.
It's got that marching sound with the drum. I can see the similarities from the original, the melody, the cadence of the verse, and just a refresher of the lyrics. 16 years old when I went to the war. 16. To fight for a land fit for heroes. God on my side and a gun in my hand, chasing my days down to zero. I marched and I fought and I bled and I died, and I never did get any older. But I knew at the time that a year in the line was a long enough life for a soldier. Just sounds so heartbreaking that there are people out there that were young, that were wanting to grow up fast and wanting to serve and fight for whatever it was they're fighting for, fight for their country, territory. It's kind of an ugly thing to fight for land, power. Seems to be a lot of greed in that. Depends on the situation, doesn't it? There's a lot that can be said. So it's very situation based. A year in the line was a long enough life for a soldier. He's basically saying, yeah, a year doesn't seem that long, but for a soldier that was a long time. Didn't die straight away. It's just rough. Just rough.
Long enough life for a soldier. And we added 2 years to our ages. Eager for life and ahead of the game, ready for history's pages. And we brawled and we fought and we fought till we stood 10,000 shoulder to shoulder. Our thirst for the run, we were food for the gun, and that's what you are when you're soldiers.
It's kind of showing these guys kind of where they're marching in and they're on the field. I think it was showing like what the difference of when they're kind of in the heat of war, and there's guns going off everywhere, there's bombs going off everywhere. Some of them are burnt, some of them are, dirty from all the mud and just in the real grit of it all. Also, has he this is also like the burns that this guy's got. Is this a Lemmy tribute with this beard? I was going to say that at first at the start, and I got sidetracked. Seems like it is. We all volunteered and we wrote down our names and added 2 years to our ages. Like they lied about their age because they were eager to grow up, eager for life and ahead of the game, ready for history's pages. But then it said, we brawled, we fought, we hauled till we stood 10,000 shoulder to shoulder. A thirst for the Hun, we were food for the gun. And that's what you are when you're soldiers. Kind of like you're just another number. essentially. Again, just kind of sad. Are they walking through the streets? Are they walking through the streets that were once at war?
Shoulder to shoulder, our thirst for the run, we were food for the gun, and that's what you are when you're soldiers.
Nice. Really love the guitars in this. I don't recall there being much guitar in the original version. I remember it sounding more like a keyboard, an organ, and the drum in the background, that marching sound drum. I might be inaccurate with the term, but that's nice.
I heard my friend cry, and he sank to his knees, coughing blood as he screamed for his mother. And I fell by his side, and that's how we died, clinging like kids to each other. And I lay in the mud, and the guts and the blood, and I wept as his body grew colder. And I called for my mother, and she never came, though it wasn't my fault, and I wasn't to blame. And the day's not half over, the 10,000 slain, and now there's nobody remembers our name. And that's how it is for a soldier.
Oh, there's more. I really liked the harmonies with the those last few lines. That was really nice. I love that they had the Motörhead flag. I love that they had a picture of Lemmy in memory. I'm guessing they might have done this around the time he passed, or in memory of him as well. Tribute. I know that Lemmy's not the only one that passed away. I don't always do my research before the song because it can give away stuff. So sometimes we do it during the reaction. So this is about 1916's Battle of the Somme, and I looked into this a little bit when I was looking at reviewing the Motörhead version. So 1st of July 1916, British volunteers with no battlefield experience ran into a hailstorm of machine gun fire at the Battle of the Somme. And I remember learning about this at school as well. They were were friends, neighbours, relatives and workmates from mostly northern communities, enlisted with the promise to be able to fight alongside one another. The music. The British Army suffered 57,470 casualties to gain just 3 miles of territory. Why? One man was killed every 4.4 seconds in the largest loss of life suffered by the army in a single day. Oh. 19,000 Englishmen were killed before noon. A whole generation destroyed in 3 hours. 19,000. Entire towns in northern Lancashire and South Yorkshire had a whole generation of men completely wiped out. Lemmy had said that. By the end of the battle, casualties from both sides topped 1 million, with more than 300,000 killed for 6 miles of ground. it's just, it's difficult not to feel anything for something like that. It's not even the fact that it was something talking about in England, like it's the thing I just get really upset about is just huge losses of life. And for what? It's the ugly side of humanity that just is just heartbreaking. And yeah, just ever so sad, isn't it? It's ever so sad. It just feels such a pointless waste of life. People that are 16, but it's not just that. It's people that have fought, and just the whole thing. I mentioned in the last video that I did that there's a song by Rise Against called A Hero of War, and I talk about that quite a lot because it talks about the glorified opportunities for a soldier and someone to go into the armed forces, and what they'll be promised, and all these amazing things, kind of romanticizing it, and then it's seeing the reality of it is not all it's cracked up to be. And there can be some corruption in there as well, and it was just it's another hard-hitting song about similar themes, about war and about the PTSD that one might suffer from what they see, and seeing innocent people getting killed as well. And that's nothing new. And that's really sad. So if you would like to check that out, that's also an important one, and I'll do a separate video to that because I'd love to share my recommendations with you as well. Whilst I want to do a lot of new stuff, I think it's really important to share stuff that you might not have heard of, or you might have heard of it. Yeah. Anyway, thank you, Panther King 916 for sharing that recommendation, and just something important to think about, really. Thank you. I'll see you for another one soon, and take care. Bye bye.